Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Fernandez. Welcome back, Global Sports Network. And, of course, another week, another sport. Last week, we dropped off with COVID-19 affecting what is our major sports here in our nation. Of course, today, on this day, J.J. Watt, of course, has questions about the NFL and the safety of playing his game amid COVID-19. We're going to have today also Houston Dynamo. We're going to have Mr. Velez live on the phone talking about MLS soccer, talking about the Houston Dynamo, and see how safe that is still. Reported last Friday, I spoke to Edgar of the Houston Dynamo. He said, Chris, thank God nothing's happened. MLS, everything's good. Nobody's covered. Nobody's gotten sick. Nobody has been positive. Comes short a Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, all of a sudden I get in my email that 13 players, MLS players, have COVID-19. That was Tuesday afternoon. Let's see how many more we have. I did discuss that with Edgar last night. He'll be on the show. He'll be able to tell us where that is and have more players got infected. Of course, the reality of it is, folks, this is just MLS. We haven't got started with NBA yet. We haven't got started with Major League Baseball. And definitely training camp is coming upon us for the NFL. And of course in the NFL, we worry because, again, we have 52-man roster plus 20-plus individuals, whether it be health individuals or our coaches. Romeo Crennel is 70-plus years old. Guys, don't know if they're worried, but I'm worried. I think J.J. Watt has very good reason for being worried, and perhaps it's too early. But again, to me, the great factor would be who is symptomatic, who is really getting sick from this. That's fine. You have the antibodies. That's fine. It says you're positive. Are you active? Are you contagious? Are you sick? Do you have a fever? If you don't, folks, I don't believe that being positive is a bad thing. I mean, if you're positive, okay, that just means it's already in your blood system. Folks, guys, to quote John Kennedy, senator for the state of Louisiana, there in Louisiana, right before we got out of the shutdown, said, guys, if we don't break out of the shutdown, if we don't get out of this, then one thing that will kill us is hunger. And I believe that is correct, guys. The only thing we can do is move forward. Let's go beyond the touchy. We're going to have a flu. We're going to get a flu. Guys, yes, people are dying. Folks, relax and be careful. Do what you can. Do what you can do. And if it happens, it happens. Is major sports ready? Are they ready for COVID-19? Are they ready to play? Perhaps not. We'll find out. I think the NFL, more than any other sport, needs to plan just a little bit better. And of course, the big news here on Tuesday, guys, Wednesday, everyone found out Mahomes' big contract, $503 million, not thousand, $1 million man, $503 million. Remember when J.J. Watt's $100 million man was a big deal? Well, now it's 2014, and guys, folks, $100 million is nothing compared to $503 million. Of that, I believe it's $477,000 is guaranteed. $140 is guaranteed injury protection, if you will. And what more would he want? Now, there's a few things that are in his contract. Every player has a contract, and their contract is based on specificity and specifying what he can or cannot do to protect his body, protect his insurance, to protect the team, to protect his money. And according to Mahomes and the interview that we sat through and watched, he cannot jet ski. He cannot play baseball. He cannot play basketball. Very basically, guys, you hurt your body. If you're a $503 million player and you hurt your body skipping, that doesn't really help the team. It doesn't help the owners. For sure, it doesn't help the NFL and doesn't help your pocket either. So basically, we're looking at $45 million per season. And Mahomes, guys, I know there's a lot of guys out there. Lamar Jackson is one of those special guys, special individuals. He's going to come out and play. He's going to come out and do what he does best, which is jag right, jag left, and he will play. And also, the $45 million per year, if you guys are looking at it, he is the highest NFL player right now. The highest overall player in all sports, of course, is Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard average season is $49 million, guys. Just a little bit beyond Mahomes' contract. We have Mr. John Foster walking in now. And, of course, he's going to hear a little bit more of what I got to say before he jumps in. Right, John?
There you go. How are you, Mr. Fernandez?
I'm doing great. Listen, it's John Foster's birthday today.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna have a big old ceremony at the end of the show.
All right.
No, just kidding. If you're doing the math, guys, for Mahomes, you're looking at $2,812,500 per game. Guys, this guy's going to get paid to play a game. How do you guys feel?
Big time. Big time. Mahomes. The big question here in Houston is what they're going to pay Deshaun Watson. And even though it's a large amount of money, Chris, that Mahomes is receiving here, and unprecedented, $500 million to play, like you said, the game of football that he loves, and he wants to be in Kansas City. Okay, he loves it. It was all a good deal. They're set up very good there in Kansas City as far as management, the team, the atmosphere, the coach. I wish we could say the same about Houston. So Deshaun Watson isn't looking to get a long-term contract. He wants a 3-year contract. He has 2 years left on his deal now, and he's looking to get a 3-year contract. As far as money, also Mahomes did Kansas City a solid because he's not taking, he's not killing their cap money. Right. As far as building a team around him and making sure that they can win some more Super Bowls, Chris. A lot of people are talking that they're going to be the next dynasty, but I don't know. There's a lot of good teams out there.
Well, John, when Brady beat Mahomes in 2018, I believe it was 2018.
Yep, was it 2018?
Yeah, and he pretty much showed him, why he is Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He had a great season, John. He played very well. He was right there and then. I told you, and I said to a lot of people, and I told my brother, I said, this is the new dynasty. And I told Sam, a friend of mine, I said, Sam, this is a dynasty. Right here, right now, you're looking at a dynasty. I know it didn't happen right now because you're playing Tom Brady, but this is the beginning of a dynasty.
Yeah.
And I believe that now this year that he just did win, it's the beginning.
So you think, but how about Jackson? What do you think? You think Jackson is
we just discussed Lamar Jackson. That guy is incredible. He's awesome. They actually played against each other. In college, John, and
oh yeah, what a game!
Yeah.
What a game! I don't know if you all saw that, but you ought to look that up. These two have a background together.
Right, a little history there, John.
It
could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way. I mean, these guys are both great. They faced each other off, and Deshaun Watson came on top of that one, I believe.
Well, just to recap, I was talking to the folks and letting them know that basically you're here. Global Sports Network here on the Edge Radio, John.
Edge Radio.
We're talking about today J.J. Watt not feeling very safe because as we spoke last week, I just wish I was on national TV when I said these things because it's like I say them and they happen. I said, John, I don't know that the NFL is ready for anything. Vincent's here. Vincent heard me last week. I said, guys, I don't think the NFL is ready. You're going to have, on one team alone, you're going to have a 52-man roster. I know sometimes my voice fades. Guys, I had a triple bypass, and it's really hard to push out my words sometimes. I had a 52-man roster, John, and you have about 25, 24 other individuals that are medical, and you can't forget the coaching.
Yeah.
How are you going to keep everything straight? How are you going to organize? And I believe J.J. Watt is correct. He has good reason to worry. Right. Although he has to remember he gets paid to play, not to encourage politics here.
No doubt about it.
To play one side or the other. He gets told and he plays. That's it. He can opt out. I'm sure that's one of the individual options that you have. But if you opt out, I'm sure you're not playing.
So he's showing concerns, but he's not saying he's sitting out or anything like that.
He's not sitting out, no. He just said this happened this morning. And like I said, last Friday, it's very good. It's his concerns are very good, and our are good.
Yeah.
Because you have too many people just on one team.
I'll tell you,
Not to mention the other. And what are you going to do in the locker room? How are you going to do that? I mean, that's just different.
right. There's social distancing going on there. It's I'll tell you, it's fun in sports right now. I mean, I got up and listened to baseball starting, basketball. All the guys are down in Orlando as of today, so they'll be going full time down there in basketball. Baseball starting back up. We got a preseason game coming soon. I don't know if it's the next couple days or today, but it's all starting back up. So we have that going on. Football. That's the one sport, Chris, that it's really, they're hitting each other, they're in each other, they're breathing on each other. There's no bubble. Everybody's going, doing their own
They're very
thing.
flexible and have the flexibility.
And like I said before, we've said it.
Right?
What's that?
College is canceled.
College is
Ivy
done. Well,
League
the Ivy
canceled.
League canceled, and I'm sure everybody after that is sure to follow. And what does that do to the draft as far as the NFL? I mean, that really hurts the NFL. So this whole thing's crumbling down when sports,
all
and I
those
know
rookies and all those folks that are fixing to take the field. I mean, what happens to their contracts? Nobody said anything about that. That's good that you brought that up, because if they have incentives and of course it's money. Obviously, that's why they play, is because they get money and they get paid. But if you're a rookie and you just walk in your first year and boom, COVID. What does that do to your contract? They need to go ahead and have those contracts edited because of COVID-19. And you won't see them play. Folks might not see these kids play, John.
the next couple of weeks are going to be very interesting. It's almost like a test, people. I hate to say it, but we're going to see what the NFL does and how they make it, and how the basketball, if they make it. Basketball's doing a lot with the, they get up in the morning, they got to test their temperature. It goes into an app on your phone, and if they don't have the right temperature, they're not permitted on the, they won't be allowed that day in the facility. Now, the problem with the basketball too, they're in a bubble, but there's people coming inside the bubble that aren't in the bubble, that are coming day in and day out, who take care of the food and this and that.
Right.
So at one point there was a discussion on, if you're going to have a bubble, you got to have a bubble all the way around, and they're not doing that. So
yeah, where has your server been? That's the question.
Exactly.
Where's your server been, and are you testing these guys? Just because they don't have a fever right now doesn't mean they don't have it.
No, I'm sure they're testing these guys, but we know that it can be in your system and still.
And I was telling everyone that in just a few minutes we're going to have, and it's another thing we talked about last Friday, we're going to have Edgar Velez of the Houston Dynamo. He's going to be calling us up to give us the update that we gave you the update yesterday on another show, is that we talked last Friday with Edgar Velez, and thank God, he says, nonetheless, we don't have any issues. We don't have anybody that has contracted, that's positive. And lo and behold, come Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, I got an email. You have 13 players, John, that now are tested or have tested positive. So from Tuesday to now, I'm getting the update from Edgar. Hopefully he makes the phone call and he comes through. And if he's not busy, of course.
We'll see what that number is, but I'm sure it's going to be way up.
Hopefully, and that'll be the Lyme test, as it were, for the other sports, because if they haven't even started playing a game yet.
No.
And you already have 13.
Right.
That's just difficult.
Yeah.
And again, I said my piece, and I'm being real. I said, well, that's fine if they're positive, but and I know that they have the antibody, and that's why they're positive. But do they right now have symptoms? Are they sick? Nobody gives you updates about so and so and so and so and these guys and those guys and this and that and 15 people. And okay. Are they sick? Have they passed away? Are they seriously ill? Did they get it? Or they just said they have the antibody? As we discussed it, the antibody is, you could have had it December, you could have had it in January, you could have had it February.
Yeah, I mean, it can still stay in your body, and then once you're over the disease, too,
just like the virus for the flu, it's in your body, it's in your circulation, and it will pop up every now and then. We're going to have to live with that, and I think. And there is a purpose why this government has not told folks this.
Good news.
We need to.
Good news in Houston. I hear that our third baseman Bregman is back. I think he was waiting on test results.
It was 24 hours, 48 hours. He had to wait.
Or maybe and they had to individually do it, and they're people. So he missed a day, and
that's good.
Nowadays it's going to be such a short season, 60 games, which I'm excited to see if we see it.
Well, I think the winner there in baseball, John, if you don't mind, the winner in baseball, all around, it's going to be the pitchers from each staff, because that heavy, long rotation is not going to be there of 300 games or 139 games.
Right.
You're going to have the rotation of the 2-3 guys. It's going to be. I think I made the equation where it's kind of like playing. Remember the Hot Shots back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Soccer team, indoor soccer.
They
play fast games.
I'm not a soccer guy, Chris.
You're that young, John?
No.
It's your birthday today.
Yeah, no, 21. I'm legal today. Oh, man.
John's legal today, everybody. Well, the Hot Shots played fast soccer, indoor soccer. And I'm going to equate that to the pitchers pitching in baseball in this tournament, John. I'm going to call it a tournament. But basically, they're going to play fast baseball.
Right.
They're going to have their arms, they're going to be throwing hard. I think these guys will be the winners, John, your starters.
It kind of helps us because we have three starting pitchers. McCullers is back, but we don't know how he's going to do because he's coming off Tommy John's surgery.
Right.
We have our starter, Verlander, and Greinke. So we have three guys, but who's our fourth guy? That's the problem. So in a short season like this, once again, the Astros are really helped because, like you said, these guys could go, if they all pitch, I think that's 12 games apiece.
Right.
So it's not a long season, so we're on the good side on that again also. Whereas if the season had started at its regular scheduled time, Verlander would not have been available, and it would have been a whole nother season. So the Astros are kind of sitting pretty on that. And
I look forward to seeing if they're able to take off, John, because, like I said, a lot of it is, being what it is with COVID or whatnot, or is or isn't, there's a lot of moving around and shuffling that needs to take place and make sure that a lot of people stay safe and they do all the right things. And that's a lot of coordination, John, a lot of planning.
Yeah.
I don't know, again, going back to J.J. Watt today, and which, going back to me last week, is are they ready? Are they going to have things in place and organized so they can keep this contagion stuff down?
Yeah. Chris, I was listening last night to late night radio and sports talk, and the people, when they were calling in about the basketball and how LeBron James, his legacy down there in Florida, he went to 4 championships, he won 2, was that a disappointment or was it great, And they're talking about, well, it's LeBron's fault that they put together the Warriors and all the teams and the players, getting together and, hey, I want to play with you and getting together. But they've been doing that for a long time, and they were pointing that out. You go back to the 80s, you had, Jordan, Pippen, and the crazy man, Rodman, there's 3 Hall of Famer superstars,
Right.
So you had the Warriors back then, and it goes right on down. So you always had 2 and 3 superstars on a team, and I'll tell you, the Rockets, a lot of people talk about them as a disappointment. I don't get that. The last 4 years, we're in the running, and one year we were even favored to win it, and yet it's a disappointment. I mean, I'm excited. Every year we're excited. Every year we're watching the Rockets. What more do you want?
Well, John, you have to look at
I'm happy with
the
it.
fact that you've had the opportunities to do it with the bearded guy, and can't make it happen, John, regardless of who you put around him.
Well, we got one more shot this year, too. And you got another big guy around him. So, Houston has something to watch. We're very fortunate to be in Houston.
I just wish people had the feed from the other shows I've had with you when I've discussed the bearded man with you and why the Rockets haven't won. And the majority of my responses or answers are because number 13 won't share the ball and won't share the glory, and that's one of the reasons why.
ISO ball. Yeah, but you know what? We've done a lot of winning with that, and there's a lot of debate on that. Now with Westbrook's, hopefully a shortened season, once again, it just might help the Rockets out because these two guys can play ball. And like we were discussing last week, when you have a shortened season like this and the bubble and everything, you know what? They're going to be playing ball like street ball because there's not going to be a lot of time to plan. There's not a lot of teamwork involved, as far as really getting things together. So they're going to be out there balling. So once again, you're going to be able to see who has the true talent and who can play ball without being told, the big game plan and all the long waiting. I'm excited to see baseball and basketball, and we'll see if football is able to kick it off.
We talked about baseball last Friday and Thursday, and we talked about how you're not going to have any fans, but you're not also going to have the walk-up music, when the player goes up to the bat.
I don't know why they're not doing it. What's the sense? Why can't you do the music? I mean,
that's what it won't be guidelines say not have that. Yeah. Now, you should be able to hear the dugout noise. You should be able to hear the players walking up and talking, if they talk, or if they're on deck. So if we're on deck, then they'll speak. They'll say, but you'll be able to hear the dugout noise, which is great. We've never heard that before. Some of it we have.
It's interesting,
but now it'll be more clear. Right.
I'm sure they're going to come out with
basketball. You're going to have the mics on the rim, and you're going to.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there's so much technology to make things fun. Mic somebody up. They ought to mic somebody up on the basketball court. How about that? That would be cool because there's a lot of smack talk going on down there. There's a lot of that. I was listening to a great show the other day. Actually, it was on YouTube, and this guy, I don't know who he was, but he's a good basketball player, very good. And the guy's interviewing him, and he talks about playing Kobe one day, and how he was doing real good. He's playing Kobe, and he's putting it up, and he's trash talking Kobe. He's in Kobe's face, and just knocking down shots from Kobe, putting up shots on Kobe. So then about the fourth quarter rolls around, and he's thinking, man, in his head, I'm going to have my grandkids, what I did to Kobe, I went down, and then Kobe's not saying a thing to him, right? And he's just, and so then the fourth quarter coming, Kobe, all of a sudden he says, good game. All right. And Kobe and then Kobe started doing his thing, putting it on him. And he went, drop, roll, back, hit, boom, and he's like, so then the coach is like, hey, I told you to guard who? What are you talking about? Just get out of my face, guard what? How do you guard that? He's got 4 moves to the basket. I had the first 3 covered, and the fourth one, I was going the other way. So anyhow.
That's what you're looking at. Hopefully, we'll folks at home will be able to hear more of what is in a player's mind. And they were discussing what you said the other day, John, which was, is the emotion really needed? Are the fans really needed? The adrenaline, is it really needed? Or can the player just focus on his talent and focus on what he's going to do and execute? What you were talking about the other day, that you don't necessarily need the music, don't necessarily need the adrenaline.
Right. Well, we're here at The Edge, everybody. 1540 Houston, 101.7 FM in Galveston. So The Edge, we're going to be right back.
We'll be right back in a few minutes, guys.
Edge Radio Network, where we have conscious conversation.
Edge is about love, relationships, and healing.
Edge Radio is for everyone and about everyone.
Edge is about working together.
Edge Radio is about recreating a beautiful body.
Edge is about community, synergy, and empowerment.
Edge is about being kind, compassionate, and loving to all.
And Edge Radio is about beauty and fashion.
各位观众 ，Edge Radio 是大家最好听的一个电台，不要忘记听哦。Yeah, I love Edge Radio. You can hear all about the topic and join us soon.
Edge is about being on the edge and not jumping. Yes.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families.
Wait, your opinion doesn't matter. This is where opinions collide on the Edge Radio Network, where we have discussions about politics, culture, philosophy, worldview, just the trivial topics. Every Thursday morning from 10 to 11 a.m., the gloves come off and we get into the nitty-gritty. Want to suggest a topic? Hit us up on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and Instagram, and let us know what gets your blood pumping. Tune in to Edge Radio, where truth still matters.
Edgar, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well here in Orlando. How about
Welcome back.
Edgar, all right. Soccer.
Better than last week.
There you go.
Okay, I'm sorry, Edgar. My headphones are not working too well. Thank you for calling back in. Just wanted to update how are the Dynamo doing. I know we're just days from having them play their first game. Is that correct?
Yeah, we started our participation on Monday, and we've been in the bowl since Sunday. Very fortunate that everything's gone, as planned. It's been very organized. We've been in good shape. We've been able to train. I think the only real curveball has been just the weather, right? Where we get a few storms here and there that kind of change our plans. But if that's the worst we have to deal with, it's not that bad.
Okay. And I think I referred and I spoke to you a little bit last night. I got the MLS email that there were 13 players that were positive. Is that correct?
That's a combination of the numbers with FC Dallas and Nashville. So the league actually withdrew FC Dallas from the tournament, and I think they're exploring what's going to happen with Nashville right now. So those are the two primary teams impacted by that.
Wow. So they're in Orlando. We don't have anyone that's sick.
Correct.
Okay, good. So we're still solid on that. And I kind of wanted elaboration to elaborate on that because I on the email I wasn't too sure. I know it did speak about Dallas, but it was individual with that, and I may have gotten them confused. And for everyone who's at home, we try to tell everyone, hey, listen, MLS is back, and the Dynamo are playing on the 13th. How do you guys feel? What are you guys looking forward to on that day, Edgar?
I'd say just getting back to action, right? Everyone's been in a good mood to being able to kind of settle in, be able to train, and actually get ready for a game. It's been over 100 days since we've played a competitive game. So just being able to see another team across the field and hopefully put in place everything that Tab and the crew has worked on.
Now, on the field, what precautions are you guys taking?
Well, it's a very limited staff that's able to go to the facility, and then on top of that, the typical experience that you would expect on a game day is much different. There's no ball kits, for example. Everybody has to use those, I guess there's like a ball stand there. So little things like that just kind of make it to where as little or as few people as possible to have any kind of interaction or impact on what's going on the field.
I believe John Foster has a question for you.
Yeah, Oscar, basketball, they have the bubble going on, and with the soccer down there, I'm sure, is every team responsible for their own little bubble, trying to create that? How's that working for the Dynamos as far as their safety from the virus?
Right, and a lot of that has to do with just how the team approached it prior to even arriving in Orlando. We've been pretty closely and very open about what our expectations are. So we have the same standards in Orlando that we do in Houston, and everyone is responsible for how they approach it. The league also makes it easy in the sense that they give you a good overview of where you're allowed to go, what you're allowed to do, and you have some options in that, right? So, for example, there's recreational areas, but all recreational areas are in our wing of the hotel. So we don't have to go across the hotel or to another floor to do that. We just have to go down the hall.
And there's no fans going to be allowed, or are they allowing a certain amount of fans when the season gets going? Is there any plans to maybe change that in the future, or they're going to start off with no fans, or how's that working as far as people watching live soccer?
So for the tournament itself, yeah, no fans for whatever may come down the line. That's still being worked out. I haven't heard too much on that just because it's all geared on this tournament, but hopefully we get more information on that soon, and we'd love to see our fans at BBVA safe, of course, when the time comes.
Sure. Last question, I guess, but not really. Edgar, do you know if I know the games are going to be covered? Do you know what stations, so our fans know what TV stations or formats the game would be televised?
Right. So our matches will be broadcasted across some of the national TV partners that we have for the league. So on Sunday, for instance, it will be on ESPN2. So fans can follow along there, and then locally it'll also be on Spanish radio. So all of that information will always be available at HoustonDynamo.com.
Good. Usually, I tell everyone, even when you're not on, I tell everybody, well, the best thing you can do. I had another show yesterday, another radio show. I said, listen, you want more information, guys? We don't have when we don't have time to go over all the schedules, which are baseball, football, NFL, MLS schedules. Have a lot of folks that are very interested. Guys, just go to HoustonDynamo.com, HoustonTexans.com, MLB.com, and they have all the teams, all the schedules, and definitely for you, specifically for you guys, HoustonDynamo.com. If you have any questions, anything for the kids, anything that's going on that's special here in Houston, you'd be able to go through there and find them. Even though we get the emails, we're not always able to transcendent all the information that's on the website to our fans. Edgar, you have any other questions? You have any questions? You have anything you want to say to folks about the Houston Dynamo right now in Orlando?
Yeah, no, we're just looking to get back on the field. It's been a long time since we've been able to play a competitive game, and we look forward to building on everything that Dash have done down there in Utah and do our part here in Orlando. So we're just excited to be out there to compete again.
Edgar, one last question. You guys, I know, are very anxious to play, and of course the fans are very anxious to watch you guys. And my question actually has just escaped me because I was talking to you.
Yeah.
John, do you have anything for him?
No, it's just good to hear from you. I hope everything continues to be safe for you and everybody down there in Orlando. Are you close to the basketball guys at all? Is there any interaction, or can you see where they're? I guess it's a big place at Disney World, huh? And Disney World's not open.
The park is not open, and the hotel itself is just reserved for us. I think they're down the road, but where, I couldn't tell you. And the funny thing is, we're not really allowed to get in an Uber or to even have a car. We're not really allowed to go anywhere. So it's tough to say if there's any interaction or anything like that, just because we're all kind of confined to the space or the complex itself.
Right, and that's media. It sounds like you guys, there's probably a very small media group down there, including you, huh? Covering.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very limited.
Very limited, yep. And then access isn't like what you're used to where you can get close to the players. I was watching some interviews last night where the guys are wearing a face mask during the interviews. How many people in that room? And then how many people are there usually in that room when they interview the players like that?
So usually you have anywhere between 15 to 30 depending on the venue and what's going on, the kind of game. For this, no more than 5, and that's people who are involved with production. Most of it is done through Zoom.
Right.
So those 15 or 30 are actually in their hotel room or wherever they may be, covering the press conference digitally, not in person.
Good. Well, Edgar, thank you for joining us and filling us in on the information and giving us an update on COVID-19 and the MLS tournament about to begin. We should be watching, John. We will be watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir, on the 13th. And Edgar, see you next week. Hopefully we have a great outcome in that game on the 13th. Edgar, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I'll be in touch.
Thanks, Oscar. Go Dynamos.
Go Dynamo.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
All right, guys, we have Walter. We're going to have some updates on Walter. He's going to be calling us and let us know what the stats are in
As
European
far as
League.
everything, the European
Right.
League. Walter
In
follows
soccer.
that soccer European League.
right.
Walter follows everything, doesn't he? He does.
Mexican League.
He
Yeah.
does it all. Walter? I know he specializes in soccer, but he likes basketball. He keeps up on all of it.
He keeps up with, of course, he's from California, John. So
Is he?
keeps
Okay.
up with all the West Coast
California
teams.
people don't
The
know anything, Chris.
Lakers, Dodgers are his favorite team.
man.
49ers are his favorite team. You
I
know
thought I
that.
could like that guy. He's a Dodger fan.
Yes, he is.
Oh my goodness. Well, we played the Dodgers. Astros are that's gonna be their first big test.
Guys,
The question
I know.
is,
well, they asked. Sorry, John. Go ahead.
well, the question is, are they going to pitch our guys? And that just kind of,
Yeah.
that's a baseball thing. I mean, I don't like it at all. I'll tell you, when I quit boxing because of the headbutting. I mean,
Right.
if you pitch at me, you throw at somebody's head. I mean, there's a way to throw a ball at somebody too, but sometimes these guys are crazy. They go head high. I don't know how you can do that. You could kill somebody, really put somebody out.
Okay, John, I think we have Walter now, and he will be discussing. Well, looks like he Well, John, some of those things we look at in playing, and I think that getting back at a player or a team, that's not necessarily very good sportsmanlike conduct. They talked to the LA Dodgers pitcher that actually lost one of the games against the Houston Astros.
Right.
And he said he had no malice towards them. He wasn't mad or anything, angry or anything. He said he's going to play a game. And he's
So
gonna
the
play his
first pitch he throws is right at somebody's. Well, I mean, it's something to throw and hit somebody shoulder high. You take one, you run down the first base. So there's a malice throwing. If I was out there and they threw and and I took it in the arm, that's something else. Do you know? I used to work with Craig Biggio's kids, teaching them tennis when I was at the Briar Club, and usually I dealt with Patty. One day Craig shows up, and Craig Biggio. Do you know how many times he got hit by the baseball? He leads the league. How many times do you think, Chris? How many times did he get hit in his career?
I'm going to guess 850.
252 times. And it only takes one time to really end a career. You get hit in the hands, the knuckle, the wrist. You can't get your hands speed up. 252 times.
Or you get an elbow, John. If you get an elbow,
or an elbow, shatter your elbow. You're done.
You're done.
You don't have the bat speed.
That's why it's a bad idea to have your pitcher hit, because if he gets hit on his throwing arm, he's done. That's why the American League instituted the DH, so that doesn't happen. And this time, John, I think we do have Walter. Walter, are you there?
Chris, buenos días.
Sí, buenos días. We're going to switch to Spanish.
Walter.
Vamos a cambiar a español. Walter, buenas tardes, buenos días. Aquí con John Foster.
Buenos días, Walter.
¿Qué tal, John Foster? Good morning. ¿Cómo estás?
Ya llegó de... pues no salió esta vez, pero estamos esperando los resultados. Y ¿cómo va todo lo del COVID-19 con usted allá?
Pues yo estoy aquí en Houston.
No, pero en Europa, en México, eso está en lo que es el deporte. Sí.
Los deportes en Europa están volviendo a la normalidad, como te dije la semana pasada.
Good.
No, se está jugando sin aficionados.
Sí.
Pero todo está normal por aquellos lados.
Good. Y los resultados, me quería dar algunos resultados del fútbol.
En España el día de ayer Barcelona venció al Español 1-0, ¿verdad? Y
Barcelona,
con ese de 1-0, el Español, el Atlético Español, baja a segunda categoría. En otro resultado también del día de ayer, el equipo del Napoli de Italia, con gol del mexicano Chucky Lozano, ganaron 2-1. No sé si lo quieras decir,
sí.
Chris.
Walter's going with the Spanish results in Europe and Spanish League, and Chucky Lozano, of course, is one of the Mexican residents or citizens that plays for one of the teams out there.
Right.
And he's basically, we're going over the results and timetables for the scoreboard as it is in Europe. And basically, when he gives us scores, those are the results from games in Europe, or in Mexico. In this case, it's Europe. He'll come back with us later on when we're covering the Mexican League. ¿Cuándo empieza la Liga Mexicana, Walter?
Okay. Fíjate
¿Cuándo va a
que
empezar?
con lo de la Liga Mexicana hay un torneo que comenzó el fin de semana pasado.
Ajá.
En resultados, la copa se llama Copa México, Copa por México, así se llama, así es el título que le han dado. Y el resultado del día de ayer, el Tigres venció a Chivas 2-0. Cruz Azul venció al Toluca 1-0. Pumas y América empataron 0-0. Es un torneo para, como dicen, una pretemporada.
Ok, como un calentamiento para antes de la Liga Real, ¿correcto?
Ajá, sí, correcto.
Deje de pasarle esta información a Coach. Coach Red, basically, I asked him about the Mexican League, if it's starting yet. So, well, they're doing kind of like a training camp thing where they're having a mini tournament. It's called Cup for Mexico,
right,
or Soccer for Mexico. And basically, it's like a what you call a preseason tournament before the actual league begins. So they're warming up right now, and he just gave us the results of those for this past weekend. ¿Y hasta cuándo juegan, Walter? ¿Cuánto más tiempo?
Van a estar todavía unas 2 semanas.
About 2 weeks, 2 more weeks.
Are they doing, Walter, are they doing any stuff like the bubbles and stuff for the soccer players in Europe and in Mexico? Like what's going on in America with sports?
¿Sí entendió?
Dime.
Dice que si, como aquí en Estados Unidos están haciendo que los equipos estén aislados en bubbles y en arenas y en diferentes estadios, pero solos, afuera de la gente, sin fans, o cómo están jugando.
En México está igual, sin aficionados,
carpas,
aunque la gente quiere entrar, pero no lo permite el Ministerio de Salud. Entonces se está jugando igual como la MLS, que se está jugando sin aficionados.
It's just like MLS, same thing, no fans, but it is open. ¿Es abierto el estadio? ¿Verdad que sí? ¿No lo han cerrado?
Sí, los estadios en México todos son abiertos.
They're open. They're not in a bubble.
Okay.
There's no bubble.
And they're going to do a different format in Mexico. Are they going to do a tournament format, or are they going to play
¿Va a ser
teams?
formato diferente el torneo de la Liga Mexicana, o va a ser diferente, o se van a jugar igual como el año pasado?
Va a ser igual que la liga normal, porque
Same that they always do.
Van a empezar la liga.
Because they're just starting the new season. Because the way they work is there's a fall, and it goes, I believe, till Christmas, January,
right,
and then there's a spring.
Okay, that's what that was my next question. Like the league, when do they wrap it up and they have a finals?
¿Cuándo son cómo se dice las temporadas? ¿Cuáles son las 2 temporadas? ¿Empiezan en febrero, marzo?
No, la temporada, como juegan 2 torneos al año, al final de este mes de julio están programando querer comenzar el torneo que le dicen el torneo de invierno.
Okay.
¿Verdad? Entonces, pero por el momento solo es un torneo que han inventado para que los jugadores estén
They're going to
activos.
start a winter league,
Okay.
a winter tournament, just so the players can stay active.
Right.
There's 2 tournaments per year
Right.
in the Mexican League. Usually it's spring.
Pero en
summer.
Europa,
Mhm.
en Europa, el torneo en España solo quedan 4 fechas.
Ah, okay. The tournament in Spain,
4 partidos.
Europe, there's only 4 more games left and they're done.
And they're done.
That's what Walter says.
And then they do a playoff, or that's it?
¿Y hay playoffs entonces después de eso?
No, no, no. En
No, that's-
España se juega el que gane el primer lugar es el campeón.
No, that's it.
That's
Whoever's
it.
in first place, that's it. They're
All
done.
right. Two-part question here.
Inglaterra
Yeah.
sí, ya está por terminar. Italia ya está por terminar.
London's almost out.
Entonces los torneos
Inglaterra's out
comenzarán
almost.
otra vez en Europa
Uh-huh.
entre un mes más o menos.
In about 40 days or so, a new tournament will begin again in Europe.
Okay.
After this.
Who does Walter think's going to win the
¿Quién-
European tournament?
¿Quién
Who's
quién
the two favorites?
¿Quién tú piensas que ganes? ¿Que tus favoritos?
En España, por el momento, el que está en primer lugar es Real Madrid.
Yeah, of course, always Real Madrid. And in
Y
Mexico.
Barcelona el segundo lugar.
Y en el mini
En
torneo de
Europa,
México,
perdón, en Italia, Juventus, donde juega Cristiano Ronaldo, es el favorito.
wow.
En Inglaterra, Liverpool es el campeón ya.
Okay.
Liverpool's the champion already
Okay.
for England. And
Ah.
¿cómo se llama en Italy? ¿Cómo se llama donde juega Ronaldo?
Juventus.
¿Cómo se dice en inglés eso?
All right. Now,
Juventus,
Juventus.
it's an Italian team, and Ronaldo plays on that team.
okay, yeah, that was leads right into my next session. Ronaldo, I think I could outrun him now. No, just kidding. But who's the next phenom coming up in Mexico? Mexico's always, one of the top countries in soccer.
Well,
in Mexico,
when it's soccer, you have
is
to
there-
do it worldwide.
Yeah, is there
Que dice
somebody?
que le pregunta quién es le pregunta que quién es el fenómeno que ahora viene. Si hay, usted conoce uno nuevo, un muchacho nuevo que venga, sea
¿De
de
México?
México o de otro país. Usted,
Yeah.
si usted sabe.
Who's the next phenom?
Bueno, por el momento el fenómeno mexicano es el Chucky Lozano.
Sí.
Yeah.
Chicharito ya
Yeah.
está terminando.
Right.
Messi,
Messi, yeah.
la idea es que ya no siga con el Barcelona, pero eso está por verse todavía.
Oh, wow.
How old are these
Entonces,
guys?
jóvenes no se puede decir todavía porque los torneos han estado parados.
¿Y el muchacho aquel de Brasil, cómo se llamaba? Neymar.
Neymar.
¿Sí siempre valió algo o no?
Ne-
Era puro chiste.
Neymar sigue en Francia, sigue dialogando con Barcelona, pero mientras esté Messi, creo que Neymar no llega.
Oh, wow. Bueno, Walter, se nos está acabando el tiempo. Gracias por estar con nosotros.
Bueno,
sí, dígame.
Y Foster, saludos.
Ok.
Mañana nos conectamos nuevamente.
Ok, mañana nuevamente hablamos con usted. Thank you, Walter, for calling in. We'll be with Walter tomorrow again.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Tomorrow Friday, we'll have Walter call in again. John,
Gracias, Walter.
last note.
Ciao.
Any tennis updates? Anything that we have to look forward to?
Tennis. Well, they did cancel. My girl that's here in the States, the USTA. They did cancel tournaments in August.
Oh, wow.
I don't believe that includes the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open usually goes on the end of August, September. The French Open, as far as I know, is still scheduled.
Oui.
Yeah, so I can't confirm yet, but I think Nadal has said that he might not,
He might
or
not.
he might not play.
Wow.
Djokovic's, condition, he's better, so I don't know if that's gonna, we're still a month away from that, and then the French Open's going to take place later after the U.S. Open. They
Right.
rescheduled the whole time, and of course Federer's out for the year, so.
You think he's pretty much done? Because the question was last year, Was he?
Yeah.
was
No,
he
he's not
satisfied?
done. He wants to play. I mean, he's all over Instagram every day. He's up on his game. He took this year off to have some surgery and get ready for 2021. So now Roger Federer is gunning, and he's so ready to play ball. So.
All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining us at Global Sports Network here on The Edge, 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. John, any last goodbyes? Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to John Castro.
Thank you. Yeah. So now I'm legal, Chris. So
You're legal now.
Yeah.
You can turn 21 now. So
Yeah.
you're able to draw and crayons and stuff.
Exactly.
Listen, I want to thank you for joining us again, and we'll be back tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. to 11.
Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day.
Boom.
Thank you.
This is Dr. David Arango with Arango Chiropractic Clinic, and today I'd like to inform you that Doctors of Chiropractic are primary contact healthcare providers who provide essential care, including but not limited to managing acute and urgent musculoskeletal condition. These services are critical for managing cases that otherwise could end up in the emergency rooms, worsening an already difficult situation. It is important to note that chiropractic services also keep in place health care providers, first responders, and others who have physically strenuous jobs that support critical infrastructure, such as truck drivers who continue to ensure that America's healthcare and food supplies get to where they are needed during the COVID-19 pandemic. This information was brought to you by Arango Chiropractic Clinic and Edge Radio, 1540 AM and 101.7 FM.
1540 AM and 101.7 FM. Edge Radio.
Business owners, thought leaders, when you're ready to connect with new customers, your radio station has the edge you need to succeed. Call 281-744-0446. For more information, call 281-744-0446.
Are you ready to be pushed over the edge? Edge Radio, coming soon to 1540 AM and 101.7 FM Houston, Pasadena, Clear Lake, Galveston.
Different techniques of healing are available under the professional care of a licensed doctor of chiropractic's trained hands. Everyone's body is different, and maintaining health and vitality requires individual attention and expert examination. Come by for an individual consultation and physical evaluation. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired...
This is When Opinions Collide, and I'm your host, Jonathan Fiala, and today in studio I am joined by Mr. Paul Hansen. How are you today, sir?
Very good, thank you.
For an appointment,
well, thank you for being on. So, you have a really interesting outlook on constitutional law and people's rights. A lot of people would take issue with the idea of no license, no registration,
Our business is helping your business
insurance,
from Galveston to Houston and beyond.
That is actually constitutionally correct in some circumstances.
Well, give us a call. 281-744.
The government can regulate certain things in your life. That means they can take it. They can actually tax it to the level that you can't do it no longer, or they can actually stop you from doing it totally. So if the in many of the countries where dictators took over, they take your mobility away. They take your...
And we're back. Thank you for tuning back in. This is When Opinions Collide. I'm your host, John Arthur. No license, no registration, no proof of insurance. No problem? Talk about that today on When Opinions Collide. This is When Opinions Collide, and I'm your host, Jonathan Fiala, and today in studio I am joined by Mr. Paul Hansen.
NatureBP.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Back pain can be very disabling, and when your back pain radiates down your buttocks and legs, it's called sciatica, and it can disrupt most of your activities of daily living, such as work and exercise. Hello. This is Dr. Arango with Arango Chiropractic Clinic to inform you that back pain and sciatica are two completely different things. Low back pain is usually due to strain or injury to the joints, muscles, and ligaments supporting the back, with the pain focused in the muscles next to the spine, and potentially it can move into the buttocks. Sciatica implies inflammation of the sciatic nerve and is most commonly associated with a herniated disc. If you are experiencing